Welcome to the court. I am its Jester. So where we last left off, Sigma cut his hand open and realized that instead of blood, he had some mysterious white liquid coming from it, which was not going great for Sigma. We might be a clone. Sigma might be a clone. You know, something interesting is, I like Sigma. I actually do really like Sigma. But, hello! I like Sigma. I really like Sigma. I don't like him as much as I like Junpei. And I don't think it's because, and I know they're different characters and different protagonists, but I think something that made me like Junpei more than I like Sigma is that Junpei actually had, like, a voice. Like, there was voiceover for Junpei speaking instead of it just being all text like Sigma has. And I think that, like, gave him more personality in a way. And I don't know why they decided that in their first game they're going to have their protagonist have a speaking voice, but in their second game they're not going to give him one. And the only reason I could think, and like there might, and like one reason a theory I have is that Sigma's voice, if it was actually heard by the audience, would be a spoiler or tip us off to something. Because, like, Kay has the same face as him when you take off the robot suit. So, something about Sigma's identity that his voice would have given away because we would have heard another character having the same voice and recognized it. I think that's why Sigma's voiceless.
Two minutes remain until Ambidex's game polling closes.
Don't rush me. I will vote when I am good and ready.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna vote ally because when I voted betray, you guys cut off my hand.
I mean, how are you going to vote?
I'm gonna vote in the way that hopefully lets Sigma keep his hand. No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nonary game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Huh?
There's something white on it.
There's what? What? What the hell is this? For the first time since I found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment, I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. But the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hand. It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood? I felt a very odd sort of fear to begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly, I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you all right?
Yeah, it's nothing. I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk, and I spilled it. That is a terrible lie, Sigma. My idea of lying that it was semen is far better. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Yeah.
But...
Just shut up. Don't yell at Luna. Honestly, it's fine, alright? I'm fine. Leave me alone. Don't talk to Luna like that. Honestly, I love how I went from being super paranoid and distrustful of Luna for, like, no reason to now she's one of the only people here I genuinely do trust. Still think she's a robot, though. Honestly, Sigma's probably a robot, too, though. Frick. I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth. But something was wrong. Very wrong. And my head was spinning.
Sigma.
Look at her hair. Hair doesn't just stay up like that. Defying gravity hair proves she's a robot. Oh man. I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6.
I know how to count. Does
4,
Sigma know how to count?
3,
Sigma knows
2,
how to count.
1.
Blip.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse.
Sigma needs to find a glove or something to cover up his hand.
Thank you for your participation.
Honestly, I'm surprised everyone freaked out so much about Sigma possibly not being human. I mean, like, Dio's literally a clone.
Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
So you chose Ally after all.
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. You know, I'm surprised that if you were gonna design a robot or a clone or whatever the hell Sigma is, why wouldn't you take the extra time to make sure the liquid inside them is red? Because, like, that way, if it gets cut, everyone doesn't immediately know it's not human. Luna nodded and walked off towards the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching, and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What in the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No, that was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clump together, you never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult, but every single time I'd bled red like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What in the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing?
Nothing. What? Nothing. Shut up, you're a clone.
Get the hell over here. They're gonna show the results.
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Good job. Everyone's voting Ally. Isn't that nice? We're all gonna kill each other.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This incredible. Look, everyone voted ally.
We're all gonna eat each other alive in here.
You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose betray after what Phi said to me?
You've chosen betray before. Don't act like you're a good person now. I don't trust you. Sigma's not the clone. Sigma's not the clone. Kay's the clone. Oh god, Sigma's the clone. Maybe they're both clones.
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Luna, you need to start taking more initiative.
Then thank you very much, Sigma. Sigma? Sigma, are you alright?
I think Sigma should just show everyone his hand. I think he should be like, guys, I don't know what's happening. I'm freaking out. Someone fix it.
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
Fuck you, Dio. No, nothing like that.
Hey, man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke?
I don't think Sigma does right now. I think Sigma's like hardcore disassociating.
You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of the doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then, that means...
We just keep voting ally till everyone's at 9 and we leave.
We can play the AB game as many times as we like, right?
You know, as far as death games go, this one's honestly pretty easy. The puzzles aren't deadly. The only real risk you guys have of dying is, honestly, it's Radical 6. And I don't even know if Zero, like, knew you guys were infected with Radical 6 when you were thrown in here. So, this is like one of the, honestly, least lethal death games I have ever seen. There's no incentive to kill each other. All you have to do is vote ally. It's very easy for you guys to get out of here. You just have to solve puzzles. The most dangerous thing going on is the Radical 6 and the bombs. But Dio put those here, not Zero. What? June is Zero. June's behind this somehow.
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah. Right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out and hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Why are you guys standing around talking about it instead of just going to the infirmary and seeing? It's not a long walk.
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
I hope the next game doesn't have as
Each
many
one
maps.
had a box just like the doors on floor A.
Oh, that map wasn't even to show that we were moving. It was just to show the room Kay was talking about. Are you fucking kidding me? The next game better not have as many maps as this one does. I'm sick of the maps. Fuck the map.
Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other three colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Right.
Good.
Good.
Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit.
Why did we all not immediately head back to the infirmary? What else is there for us to fucking do, honestly?
I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I'm just saying, in Danganronpa, they had like a pool and a game room and shit. Like, well, we have a bar. Actually, we have a game room too. There's a lot for us to do here, actually. Fuck! Yeah, I was wrong. I apologize.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you two do?
Each other.
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
Oh god, I was kidding. That might actually be where this goes. About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
I know that Dio is like trying to keep other people from plotting against him in this death game, but for a second there, I really thought he was about to say that they needed to leave room for Jesus.
We're not plotting anything. I promise, it's nothing.
Is Dio jealous?
Fine, whatever.
Dio's jealous.
See if I care.
Dio, why are you getting so worked up? It's not like this was a great time for you to have a romantic entanglement. You're literally trying to kill everyone here. Actually, Dio's not trying to get everyone killed. He's just trying to stop whatever Zero's trying to succeed in. He literally will accept other people leaving with him when he escapes. He'll leave everyone else behind, but he doesn't really oppose other people coming with him. They just need to join his weird cult. Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Tenemoji and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. So, what was it you wanted to talk about? Sigma says, unbuttoning one of the buttons on his overalls. I was almost certain that I knew, but there was always hope! I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Oh my god, are they gonna bang? Okay.
Good.
The bunks have beds. the lounge has a couch.
I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. The garden.
You know this place?
Yeah, well, sort of. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here? You come here often?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
This is the backstory bench. This is the bench we were at with Alice when she started dumping all of her backstory onto us. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Okay, so she's setting some mood music. Why'd you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me.
Was it June?
They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it.
Was it Santa?
Luna, happiness is closer than you think. Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. This brother and sister named Titil and Mitil get asked to find a blue bird by this old woman, and they travel to the dream world. Or something. Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually they give up and go home, but when they wake up, the bird is in a bird cage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story. And it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes. When Tiltil and Mittil try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for. And it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
Luna's best girl. Luna, I'm sorry I was so mean to you in the
No, Sigma.
beginning. Luna, I'm so sorry I was so mean and distrustful towards you in the beginning. You're best girl.
I think you might be Tiltil.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Is she about to tell us that she's secretly our sister? Because I've made way too many sex jokes about the two of them for that to be okay. Sure.
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
In the bunk. Room 2, in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yeah?
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden? Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice. Didn't you? That doesn't make any sense. There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice.
The time loops are merging together and other people are knowing about them. Fuck!
So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
Okay, so there's time loops. And there's dimension hopping. And Fi knows about it too, and she does it too. And also, we have to get passwords for the bombs. Do you have a password for bomb number 2? I only have the password for the 0 bomb, the number 1 bomb, and the number 3 bomb. Luna? Well, I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
Are you? I went in really confident that Luna was the robot for no reason other than I was suspicious of her, but now it's looking like Sigma's the robot. Maybe they're both robots. Luna, would you still love Sigma if he was a robot? What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden, and it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Oh, we're not even in the time loop where the robot gave us the warning that one of us was a robot. Frick. Damn, so you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton. It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
I think we should stab Luna. For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Oh shit! In all of the other timelines though, the ones where Luna died, it was via an injection. It was never a stabbing or something like that. So we've never seen Luna bleed. I'm not giving up on the Luna being the one that's a robot too. If Sigma's a robot, fine then, but he's not a robot alone. For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you'd get from someone in a nut house. Still. My hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No. That was impossible. I don't know, it's pretty possible, my guy. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations. Luna, aren't you a little scared?
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. That means there's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make me your enemy.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared.
Why not?
Maybe because you're a robot.
Huh?
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics? They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov that he used in several of his stories.
Rule number 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. Rule number 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings, except when such orders would conflict with the first law. Rule number 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Oh, we've broken these a bunch throughout this game. Sigma's not a robot. Or if he is, he's not playing by the rules. Oh yeah, I'd heard of those before. That's just an ideal, though. You could work toward that, but I don't think you could ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots could do pretty much whatever they wanted to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you. However you're programmed.
You know, Luna doesn't make her own decisions.
I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws.
I have.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes. Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not. We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes.
How?
Well, the atom should be able to tell us.
Oh yeah, that thing in the infirmary. I'd heard the crunch of dry leaves behind us. But when I turned, there was nothing. Who is it?
Is someone there?
Just me.
Hi? Are you oh, maybe Phi's a robot too. Oh, frick. Because when we looked and did the math on the people that were frozen, it was like, oh, 3 people have been frozen. We know Dio wasn't frozen. We know Tenemoji wasn't frozen. Quark wasn't frozen. But, so if Alice, Clover, and Luna were frozen, then it would make sense that Phi and Sigma, I don't think, okay, so people who weren't frozen and don't have the missing time from the timeline. Tenemoji aged up Junpei. I've already figured that out. I am very confident in that claim. He wasn't frozen. Quark grew up in the world ruined by Radical 6. Not frozen. Kay grew up in a lab, probably by the guy who started this, had June kind of come in, take care of him for a bit. He wasn't frozen. So, Dio grew up in the cult, not frozen. So that would mean people who were frozen and potentially missing time would have been Luna, Clover, and Alice. Alice and Clover were definitely frozen. Sigma remembers being taken earlier than he actually remembers being taken at an earlier date than it is currently the date of. However, if Phi and Sigma are robots, and that's why they have the ability to remember the other timelines and loop through them, then that would be explaining why those 2 weren't frozen. Even though they probably should have been frozen. Because they don't know about Radical 6 or all of that other stuff. The ones who don't know about Radical 6 are Dio's lying about not knowing, Tenemoji's lying about not knowing, Quark's lying about not knowing. Kay probably genuinely didn't know because he grew up in the he grew up here in his sad little robot suit. So that covers all of them. Luna not knowing, Clover not knowing, and Alice not knowing makes sense if they were all frozen. Phi and Sigma not knowing makes sense because they were robots and they weren't programmed to know. And if they're both robots, that's why they can jump through time. Phi?
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Oh, we're gonna find another bomb. Okay. Loon and I looked at one another, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes.
Welcome.
What? How long have you been here?
I just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about?
Maybe.
Whatever. Just have a look at this.
I followed the line of her finger. You've seen one bomb, you've seen them all. Shit! This is...
An antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
It says 01.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
Shit! Then there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
Yup! Still need the password for it, too.
Can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Damn it. That means we're dealing with a combined explosive power equal to 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Dio?
Was it you guys?
No, it was Dio.
I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Dio did it. Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What were you doing in the bushes anyway? We have not found a single bathroom in this entire game. The bushes were our best choice.
Well, I was taking a walk.
She was peeing. She was definitely peeing. Taking a walk? You really think I'm gonna buy that?
Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret, so I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here. And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
You're a little pervert. So, who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us.
It was Dio.
Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
Dio.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Yeah, you're right. Let's head back to the infirmary. I don't think it's that big a deal. I mean, we already found one bomb. What does a second make any difference? Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Tenmyoji, Kay and Dio, and of course, Alice and Quark. Both seemed to be sleeping peacefully. You never think to look at them that they'd been completely insane not long ago. All right, everybody, listen up. I told them how we found the number 1 bomb in the garden, and how, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs we'd found so far, there was probably a number 2 bomb out there somewhere too.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
There should be an emergency deactivation password. If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
So if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about. Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah. That's why I want all of you to let me search you.
What? No. What? You're not a cop. No, I know my rights. What?
I beg your pardon?
Honestly, what are you even gonna find on Kay? He's mostly metal. I don't think you can, like, check him that thoroughly.
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room.
Dio.
There's also a good chance they've also got the device we need to deactivate the bombs.
Yeah, Dio does have it, but we have to take a cyanide pill first.
So you're planning to search us for it?
I bet it's under his stupid little top hat.
Exactly.
But...
No buts. If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate. Clear? Good. Now who's going to be first?
Wait.
Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Fi's gaze and nodded, and then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. That person is you! Dio!
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
God, I wish I was. Well, we're about to find out. Sorry, Kay, but could you hold him down?
Well...
Kay, hold him down! It's on him, I promise.
Knock it off, Sigma.
No, don't tell me to knock it off!
You're doing this all backwards.
So, this isn't a court. I'm not a lawyer. There's no judge present, but I'll become an executioner if I need to. Besides, all we want to know is who set the bombs.
Ugh.
And why are you getting so worked up anyway? If you're innocent, then a search will show that, and I'll look like an idiot.
Nice try, but that's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
Because
Spit it out.
I know about the Myrmidons.
The Myrma... what?
I beg your pardon?
No.
Let's just fast forward to the part where we tackle him. He's got the bomb, and now they're going off. God damn it, Dio.
Okay. I'll give you one, since I'm such a swell guy.
You will? Fucking A! That's the last one I need. Thank you, Dio. Love you, honey. You're my favorite trash baby.
The password for bomb number 2 is... EQD DYR NTK.
EQD DYR NTK.
Bomb number 2.
But we haven't found that one yet.
Oh? Oh. Well, my mistake. Must have slipped my mind. Well, there's nothing you could do anyway. You don't have the input device. Really, it'll be much easier if you all just give up.
Where's the input device?
Oh gosh, I wonder.
Where did you put the number 2 bomb?
Shoot, you know, I just can't remember.
You son of a bitch.
Anyway, I think it's time for me to be moving on.
Moving on.
To where?
What, I have to explain everything? To the next world, of course.
No! Wait! I threw myself toward Dio and wrapped my hand around his wrist, slamming it to the floor. He struggled, but I put all my weight on it to keep his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit!
No cyanide pill for you, motherfucker!
Get off of me! Let
No
me go!
No cyanide pill! We wrestle. We wrestle some more. We tranquilize him. How much time do we have left?
About 20 minutes or so, I think.
And how much time until the white doors open?
We don't have the input device. Fuck! The same.
So, what do we do?
We gotta get the input device, but that's in a safe in a different room that we haven't solved the puzzle for yet, so we're kinda boned. We put in those passwords and stop the bombs.
We searched Dio, but he doesn't have anything that might be the input device.
I know! He hid it in a fucking safe somehow. I don't know how he did that one, honestly. I know how he set the bombs. I don't know how he managed to open a safe, hide something in that safe, and then leave. That's weird. Well, only one thing to do then.
And that is?
We split up and find it. Unless any of you have another suggestion. A dismal silence filled the room. Even though no one spoke, I could see despair on every face.
Alright, no point sitting around. Until those things actually go off, we've still got a chance. Sigma, you come with me. We're going to have to go look at the number 3 bomb. See if the timer really has started or not.
Right.
All the rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
What?
Why there?
Just listen. Worst case scenario, we'll open the white doors and go through them to wherever they go. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Understood. We will take them to the Floor B warehouse. Once we've done so, we will begin to search for the input device in the number 2 bomb.
Good. Thanks. Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
Phi turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile, then hurried after her. We're gonna die.
The light's flashing. I guess the countdown has started. So, what are we going to do?
Well, I know what to do, but we're gonna have to do it in a different time loop.
Without a way to enter the passwords, we're screwed. Right. We'll just have to split up and look for it. I'll look around here, you go check somewhere else.
Okay.
If we get to T-minus 5 minutes, then we'll meet back in the Floor B warehouse. Got it?
I wasn't sure what to say. If we hadn't found it by then, was there really any point in meeting up again?
What's with that look?
We're all gonna die together. It's okay.
Don't worry. We'll figure it out, I promise. You know what they say. Swimsuits never quit.
What? Who says that? What? No, that's not a thing. And it doesn't make any sense. Besides, why the hell are you cracking jokes right now?
I'm just, trying to show you that life is still worth living. After all, if you quit now, there goes any possibility of you ever seeing me in a swimsuit.
Oh, I see. Well, I admit I am a bit curious.
All right. Looks like we're on the same page. Now get moving. We don't have time to stand around.
Fine. Be careful, alright? I checked the time on my bracelet as I headed out of the crew quarters and into the hallway. It wasn't good news. Damn. Only 15 minutes. I need to hurry. I broke into a run. Before long, I found myself in front of the infirmary. All too often, what you're looking for is right in front of you. We'd spent a lot of time in the infirmary, so it seemed kind of fitting that it might have been there all along. Or maybe Dio had dropped it in there recently. There was no way to know. In any event, I had to start looking somewhere. Luna, you're still here?
Yes. The others are taking the people who are asleep to the white doors. I chose to stay here. I thought you might come back.
Why?
Because the atom is here. I thought you might want to use it. Isn't that why you're here?
What? I mean, yeah, I want to know what's going on with me. It's driving me nuts. Hell, I feel sick. But this isn't the time for that. Being a robot isn't going to mean a lot if I die anyway.
Oh, why did you come here then?
Isn't that obvious? I'm trying to find that input thing so we can turn off the bombs.
Really?
Yes! Why would I lie?
I see. I seem to have made a mistake. I knew you couldn't use the atom without me. So I stayed behind because I thought I might be able to help. I guess I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
She turned and headed toward the exit. Like, I already know where it is, and I know we're not going to get access to it. So, like, I think we should just, like, figure the answer to this problem out and then, like, leap to another timeline. Wait. I couldn't just let her leave like that. I sighed. How long would it take?
Not more than 5 minutes or so.
Oh, we don't have 5 minutes, but we're not going to get that. It's in a safe and behind a puzzle room, and it's through a door that we can't get into. So, let's just do this. It's fine. Are you sure? Only 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it. Analyze my body. I lay down on the table. Luna picked up the atom scanner and began to run it across me, slowly and methodically. In a few minutes, she was finished.
That's it. You can get up now.
I sat up and hopped off the table. The screen was already starting to show my results. So, what does it say? My eyes were glued to her face, looking for any sign of what the answer might be. She studied the readout for several long seconds before replying.
Well, it says you're not a robot.
Okay, what the fuck is Sigma then? Is he a clone?
You're human.
Sigma's a clone. But then again, Dio's a clone, and in the timelines where we've seen him get murdered, his blood was red. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. My relief didn't last long.
But your body isn't entirely human.
Okay. What?
You're part machine.
Wait, what are you saying?
Look here. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human.
Oh, so Sigma's just got prosthetic arms? Like highly advanced prosthetic arms?
They're made out of a titanium alloy. On top of that skeleton is artificial biological tissue. It's also called ABT.
Oh, that's why Sigma's so jacked.
Your arms are cybernetic.
That's why he's so jacked. What? What does that mean?
Cybernetic? It means a mechanical system that interfaces with a biological one. You see all these root-like things around the titanium bones? Those are artificial nerves. They're probably connected to your own nerves, which is how you can move your arms. I imagine they allow you to feel things through your arms too.
What? No, this is ridiculous. I think replacing my arms with robot ones is something I'd remember. And I know they weren't always like this. When I was a kid, I broke my arm and they took an x-ray of it. The doctor told me I had really thick bones and that I must have done something pretty insane to break them. When the hell did this happen? Why did somebody replace my arms? Well, Sigma, you were out of it a bit after you got drugged and kidnapped, so... Wait. Okay, let's say you're right, and my arms are cybernetic. Wouldn't that mean I don't have to worry about the bracelet going off? Oh yeah, time to cut off a hand! We're doing it!
No.
Wait, what? Why?
Unfortunately, you probably do still have to worry about that.
Why?
The cybernetic arms are made to function just like real arms, which means they interface with the rest of your body, which means that anything injected into them is spread to the rest of your body.
Cut off the hand and you're fine. How do you know that?
I just do.
That's not an answer.
Yes, you're right. But not everything has an answer. There are some things you just can't explain.
What?
Don't you know how that feels? How did you know about the garden? How did you know that Dio planted the bombs?
That's,
I'm sorry, Sigma. I wish we could talk some more, but our time is up.
Time? I pressed the buttons on my bracelet and felt my stomach drop. 1 minute. We've only got 1 minute left.
Sigma, there's one last thing. I was given very specific instructions.
I shuddered. Not because I was scared of what was about to happen. Because I was scared of Luna. She was calm, unnaturally so, like a machine with a human face. Luna's a robot, called it. We were about to die. How could she be so calm?
Please pay attention. This is very important. You must be sure to remember it.
Remember? I was about to die. How was I supposed to remember anything?
Should you encounter a two-headed lion devouring the sun, remember GTF DM L016.
GTF DM L016.
With this key, the first gate shall be open to you.
First gate.
There you go. I hope we can meet again someday.
What the fuck?
I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting.
What? Before she could answer... Shit! Yeah, we went kablooey. The world exploded into noise and light, and I disappeared along with it. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Choices were made. Is that Luna's ending? Oh, this is Sigma's ending. Okay, that leaves 3 more endings for us to unlock. We still have to get Luna's. We still have to get Phi's. And we still have to get Quark's. Okay, so we still have... This one we have... We do have all of the bomb puzzles. The bomb passwords. So we can do that one. We still have all of... We still have all of I think we finally have the passwords we need for the lion eating the sun. Oh, the timeline where... What happened in this timeline? I think this is the timeline where Dio left with the... Dio left after we got the antidote, but because Sigma voted ally, he got less than 1 BP and Sigma was about to die.
What?
Sigma's BP is...
Negative.
Suddenly, all eyes were on me. I felt their weight, but I stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath and closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic soaperill. I blinked, and my vision started to blur. It felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, and they gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor.
Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up!
Sigma!
Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no!
Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost their ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that it had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it. You'll keep your promise. God damn it. I groaned, and with a Herculean effort, lifted my head and my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. But somehow, I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then, at last, the smudge of color faded into a recognizable person. I threw my hand out in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine.
Give it back? Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here?
I don't care. Just hand me the medicine.
What are you talking about?
We found the Excelavir in the laboratory.
And Dio stole it.
What?
You mean he has it? Right now?
Yeah. So?
I kept my promise. Now you. I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Excelavir. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. I gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack.
Fine.
Not quite what I'd been expecting.
Here.
With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it toward me. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said, unmistakably, Excelavir. It was the real thing. Clover, take it. I held it out toward her.
Right. Of course.
She quickly tucked it into her pocket. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that, the last of my strength left me, and I dropped to my knees.
Sigma! Are you okay?
Sigma!
Sigma!
I guess this is it.
First is the soaperill, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
9 minutes. Once the soaperill was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. Oh, we're bringing Jimmy Neutron into this. If there was a way out, I'd find it. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand? There's something white on it. The structure of the bones in your arms isn't anything close to human. Your arms are cybernetic.
What the hell was that? I have cybernetic arms? It was both shocking and utterly obvious. Of course my arms were artificial. Titanium alloy bones with ABT exterior to mimic human skin. But I had no idea why. Nor did I know when my human arms, which I distinctly remembered having, had been replaced. And that flash of Luna I'd seen, I was certain it had never happened. Those things hardly mattered, though. If I survived, I could worry about them later. The fact that my arms were mechanical, however, that might be useful. I called up all the strength I had left and stood one more time. What are you waiting for? Why don't you open it already?
What?
Did I stutter? Open the number 9 door.
Sigma! What are you saying?
Looks like you finally gave up. Whatever. I was just about to flip the switch anyway.
Then hurry up
Hey.
and...
Don't rush me. Okay, you've got 9 BP now, right?
Yes?
Well, what do you say? Want to come with?
I will remain here.
Oh, you are full of shit!
Why?
I cannot abandon Sigma.
Don't worry about me. Go. You have to get outside and call for help. Okay? You have abandoned Sigma before. Do not act like this is out of character for you. Do not act like you are a better person than I know you are.
But...
Do you think Dio will? If he's the only one who gets out of here, there's no hope for the rest of us. You're the only one we can count on.
I understand.
Great. Glad we got that settled. Shall we go?
No! Stop!
Phi began to move, but it was already too late. Dio grabbed the lever and threw it down. Is Sigma gonna slide his hand in the door so that when it
The
closes...
number 9 door has been opened.
Is Sigma gonna slide his arm under the door so that when the number 9 door closes, it severs his arm? Is that how he's gonna amputate? Cause that's metal as fuck.
It will remain open for 9 seconds.
It's been fun. Peace.
I promise to call for help and return as soon as I can. Please, do not give up hope.
They're gonna fuck. Calling it now. Yeah, I know. Just get going already. But... just you, Kay.
Huh?
Oh god, we're putting all our trust in Kay? You know what? Fuck it. It's fine. I like Kay now. I like him now. Kay, I like you. I forgive you for all that shit. I trust you to go call the police. As Dio turned to look at me, I crouched. Then, calling on every last bit of strength my wearied body could supply, I launched myself toward him like a coiled spring. I slammed into his legs, knocking him to the floor and wrapping my hands around his ankle before he could get back up.
Hey! What are you doing, you bastard? The door's gonna close!
Either Sigma's losing an arm, or Dio's losing a leg.
Let go! Let go, goddammit! Let me go!
Titanium bones, baby! He lashed out with his free leg at my head, shoulders, and arms, but I held on. I ignored the pain, tightening my grip with every blow.
Hey! What the hell is this shit? Why are you doing this?
You killed me, you bastard! You stole medicine we needed to save a sick child and then killed me!
I kept my promise, didn't I?
You stole medicine we needed to save for a sick child to blackmail me! Yeah, so did I. Far as I recall, it didn't say anything about letting you escape.
What? Shit!
We all died together, motherfucker!
Stop screwing around, asshole! I have to get out of here. I'm not going to let my sacred mission get fucked up by some self-righteous idiot.
Well, it's about to, so deal with it. Dio began to pull himself along with his elbows, bit by bit, edging closer to the exit. He was headed straight through the door. But the gate was already beginning to close. With only a few feet to spare before it shut, he crawled across the threshold and beyond the door.
Sigma! Stop! That's enough!
No, we're letting this happen!
Please, you have to let go.
Never!
The door's going to shut on you if you don't let go.
That's fine. Heh. All right. See you later, Dio.
You're an idiot right up until the end, aren't you? Just hurry up and die! You senile old fuck!
What? Oh god. Now that I think of it, Dio's the clone of a much older man. The guy we saw that was going on about termites did look kinda like Sigma. And he was definitely Kay's dad. No. I'm going to live. Dio and Kay are just left out there with a severed hand.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
The announcer's voice grated at the inside of my skull. I felt tired, so very, very tired. I felt my eyes flutter closed, and then nothing.
Sigma!
Sigma!
Finally awake, huh?
Where am I? I rubbed my eyes and slid my legs off the bed to stand up. Well, to be honest, it was an examination table, not a bed. Which meant the infirmary, huh?
I guess they carried you out here after you passed out.
You guessed?
Well, I wasn't there to see it. I was out just like you, but I was in the AB room.
Why?
That bastard Kay. He punched me in the stomach. I can't believe him.
I can. It sounds like something he'd do. I changed my mind. I no longer forgive Kay. We're back to being enemies.
He didn't want me voting, so...
Whoa. And after he knocked you out, he voted betray, which brought his BP up to 9.
Yes.
So, where is he now?
On the other side of the number 9 door.
With Dio.
With Dio.
You told him to go, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Is your arm okay?
Arm?
I heard what happened. Cybernetic arms, huh? Can't say I'm surprised. I was starting to get a feeling something was up with you.
I looked down at my left hand. Or rather, I looked down at where my left hand should have been. Instead, there was a stub wrapped in white gauze. I told myself I'd do anything to get the cure, even if it meant letting Dio betray me, but I had a feeling I might come to miss my hand. Oh yeah, how's Quark?
Right here.
Quark! Man, I'm glad you're alright. Feeling better?
Yep. Thanks to you. You got the medicine from that jerk Dio, right? Luna gave it to me and now I'm better. Thanks. You're the best, Mr. Sigma.
Aww. You owe me a hand, kid.
You saved my life.
It seems they'd shared stories while I was asleep. Everyone knew now how I made a deal with Dio, and about the journal we'd found with the Latin in it. Clover and Phi seemed to have done most of the talking.
It was completely the opposite of what we guessed. We're not infected. The rest of the world is. That means this place isn't a quarantine facility. It's more like a shelter.
Well, we don't know anything for sure yet. I thought the same thing you did, but then Sigma pointed out a couple of discrepancies.
Yeah. Phi and I have already gone over it, but I explained what I'd noticed. 1. If we were in a shelter for uninfected people, why had Quark been infected? Any place designed to keep a virus like that out would have a lot of safeguards to keep anything from getting in. Had the virus really bypassed all those measures, it didn't seem likely. 2. The timing of our abductions and the pandemic's outbreak was strange. It would make sense if we'd been rescued after the disease had become widespread, but that wasn't what had happened. First, we'd been abducted, then the pandemic had broken out. 3. We didn't know why Zero had put us in the nonary game. If we were survivors he'd wanted to protect, then why try to kill us? I imagine that there was imagine you're setting up like a death game, like Saw or some shit, and you have all of your people kidnapped, and you have everything ready to go, and you have them all locked in their room, and then all of a sudden, pandemic breaks out, and you're like, oh fuck. Oh fuck, what do I do now? This reminds me of this post I saw on Tumblr, where someone looked at did a zoom in on one of the cell phones in the first Saw movie and looked at the date and realized this was literally that the date of the movie took place the day before 9/11. And imagined what if that had happened during the death game? Would it be do you stop the death game? Over the speaker, does Jigsaw just go, oh my god, guys, they got the Pentagon? What do we do? Imagine you have your death game set up, you have all these people locked up in a basement, and you're ready to start death gaming, and then there's a tornado warning, there's a huge hurricane coming through, and you have to and you are like, okay, well, I'm good in my little mastermind room with all my cameras, they're all good in here, let's just carry on with the show. If we were in a shelter, why wasn't it safe?
Well, what about this? Maybe someone anticipated the pandemic.
Maybe someone caused it. No, no one caused it. No one caused it. Pandemics can't be planned. They happen because we fucked with nature, and then nature decided to fuck us.
I don't know who. Probably Zero. Anyway, they grabbed us before the pandemic really started. Then they put us in the shelter.
June can see the future.
But then, after a while, he got bored, so he decided to have us play this game to kill time.
Who on earth would make people he rescued play a game where they could just die because he was bored? Maybe Santa. I could see Santa doing that.
Well, we don't actually know if there is poison in this bracelet.
What?
You're the only one who's gotten injected so far. And when you did, it was only Soparil.
What are you saying? That what I did at the number 9 door was all pointless?
No, that's not what I mean.
That can't be it. I'm sure there's tubocurarine in the bracelets. The Adams analysis confirmed it.
But what if the Atom is lying?
If you're going to do that, then we don't have anything to base any speculations on. You could say that the newspaper article was fake, or that the Latin journal wasn't real.
Or the journal was real, but my translation was a lie.
You made it up?
No, my translation was accurate. I'm just making the point that once you start talking about this stuff being fabricated, it doesn't stop. I don't think Zero is doing this just to take the piss out of a lime.
What?
Fi, you don't get a lot of phrases right, do you?
I was just trying to stress that I don't think Zero would do this to pass the time.
How do you make that mistake?
However, I do think Clover has half a point.
Meaning?
That someone did anticipate this pandemic. That part seems reasonable.
Well, if the virus was spread on purpose, then I could see how that might make sense.
Biological warfare, shit.
Yeah. It's not like Noah put all the animals on his ark after the flood happened. He went around before the rain started falling to gather them all up, right?
Are you saying that we were rescued because we're all that's left of humanity?
Well, all we know that's really out there is Dio and a bunch of fucking clones. Oh, and like Tenemoji and Quark and stuff. Babies left in dumpsters. Very bad world.
We were brought here because someone knew there would be a pandemic that would turn us into an endangered species? Does that mean we're supposed to repopulate the planet?
Oh shit! If this is a breeding facility, the death game would make sense because people get horny when they think they're gonna die. It's scientifically proven that your instincts make you want to breed after a near-death experience because you feel like you need to commit your like biological purpose of repopulating the planet. That's it. That's it. This is a breeding facility, and the death game is... Look, sometimes at zoos, pandas don't breed on their own anymore. People have to make them. They don't do it alone. You have to make them. Where was I going with this? Repopulate? Huh. I looked around and did a quick inventory. Four women, an old man, and a kid. That meant I was the only young, fertile male. Repopulation, huh? That didn't sound so bad. If that was the case, maybe there wasn't any reason to escape. I am now terrified that it is going to be revealed that one of those women is somehow related to Sigma. If the newspaper and the journal were right, then the world outside was crawling with a deadly virus. Why would we go expose ourselves like that? This would be the safest, happiest place on Earth, where Sigma gets a harem.
The game's over. There's no point to any of this now.
No, that's not true.
Dio did leave a bunch of bombs. Oh shit, they haven't found the bombs in this timeline.
The game might be over, but we've still got a lot of unanswered questions. In fact, we've got even more questions.
So? Are those answers going to open the number 9 door again? It's all over. Why we're stuck here doesn't mean shit. The 8 of us aren't leaving, ever. That's all that matters.
Honestly, Dio and Kay were the biggest assholes here, and without them, I think we could all get along together in harmony. 8?
You're including the old woman?
Oh shit, yeah, we found her dead in this timeline. Fuck, I forgot. She's dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, June.
Hey, you know what? What if the old lady is Zero Senior?
Yeah, it's June. Yeah, you're right. We never even considered that.
But that would mean the person in charge of all this was murdered by somebody. That doesn't make sense.
Dio killed her.
Maybe she wasn't murdered.
Huh?
Are you saying she was infected with Radical 6?
Oh, shit.
And killed herself?
Oh, shit! And Dio just picked the bracelet off her body afterwards. But we didn't find a knife or any kind of weapon in the AB room. Well, when you get to a certain age, all you really have to do is hold your breath.
Maybe she was killed somewhere else. And then someone carried her in there.
What? That's ridiculous.
Well, maybe we should go take a look at her one more time. Maybe we missed something.
Sure, okay. We look down at the body of the old woman. That is definitely June. This is June. Not a doubt about it in my mind. Vi was the first to move. Quietly and methodically, she began to examine the woman and her clothes. I just stood there. Even if she was dead, no, especially because she was dead, I just didn't feel right touching her. After a few silent moments, Vi suddenly stopped. She pulled something from one of the old woman's sleeves and held it out toward me. A card?
Looks like an ID card for this place. Since it's got her picture on it, I'd say it's a safe bet the card is hers.
Huh, looks like her name is Kurashiki. Kurashiki. Ever heard it before?
Nope. You?
No. Anything on the back? Jumpy doll? Oh my god, this is definitely June! Because she called Junpei Jumpy! And she had the doll he gave him. Oh, password? Jumpy doll. Okay. Writing that down. There's something written on here. It says Jumpy doll.
Well, actually it says pass equals Jumpy doll. So I'm guessing Jumpy doll is a password of some sort.
What the hell does that mean?
Beats me.
Looks like it's handwritten. She must have put it on here herself so she wouldn't forget it.
Yeah.
We were still looking the card over when I heard a commotion from the other part of the room.
Alice, what's wrong? Alice!
Oh no!
What are you planning to do with that?
Vi and I turned around and gasped.
Damn it!
We ran to the other end of the room and skidded around the partition. Damn it, she's got Radical 6 and we are all out of Excalibur. There stood Alice, her hand wrapped tightly around the scalpel. She didn't seem stable. Her eyes were flat and hollow. Her face was an emotionless mask. She was not well. The look on her face was all too familiar. Quark. She looked just like Quark had before he went insane. But that meant...
Goodbye.
Her hand moved, lifting the scalpel up in the air, then driving it down toward her heart. There were like, what, 6 people in this room, and none of you could have grabbed that scalpel from her? Seriously? Okay. Well, I think we got some progress. God, that was a bummer. Well, I think that's where we should put a wrap on things for today. I will see you all next time. Stick around if you want to join a raid I'm going to set up. But until next time, Show's over.